Boom, and we're live. Welcome everybody to the Cody Miller podcast. I'm your host, Cody Miller. Today with me is my normal co-host, Blake Peroni. Blake, thanks for doing this again, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
We certainly have a lot to talk about. First of all, we're recording this on Wednesday, January 30th, also known as Winter Apocalypse across the Midwest.
Yeah.
I tweeted last night that winter had come, and I made like a Game of Thrones joke, and then I had this flood of people tweeting me worse winter storms in their towns. It's like -4 outside right now.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely worse places, but like you got to complain about it wherever you are, I guess. It's not that it's like, I mean, it is really cold. It's like 0 or something, but the wind is terrible.
Cold.
They shut down school.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't think that's ever happened in all 4 years that I've been at IU.
They've never canceled school for weather for you?
I don't think.
I feel like they did once when I was in school, but I can't really remember. Maybe it was I don't know. Either way, it's freezing.
Yeah, not that I can ever remember.
Still swam, still lifted, and we're still gonna swim again tonight.
The wind, it like burns a little. Like when you walk outside and like you don't have something on your face, it burns.
Kind of hurts my forehead. I had to like pull my beanie all the way down onto my forehead.
Yeah.
I'm not built for this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I had a cousin that messaged me on Instagram. She was like, "You should come visit us in Winnipeg when it's -50."
Yeah, probably
and
not.
Like, I'm gonna take a
See you there.
hard pass on that. Oh god.
Yeah.
Anyway, but rain, snow, cold weather. We're still gonna be getting in the pool.
Yeah, still practicing.
You've got a lot to talk about. When's the last time we did a podcast?
I don't know, a couple weeks. I've had a pretty busy academic load right now, and and swimming load. Full volume in swimming, well, over full volume in swimming, and a full school load. So that's taking a lot of time right now.
I've noticed you've been swimming in the 500 group.
Yeah, I'm a distance swimmer now. So I'm throwing out the 100 free for the 400 free. That's a joke, everyone.
It's not really good. Yeah. I love it. Well, I do like every Wednesday. There are several practices that IU does on Wednesday. There's a 100 set, there's a 400 IM set, there's a 500 freestyle set, there's a challenge set. And every day, because I get to do like the sprint lactate set on Wednesdays, every day I like to walk over to see Mike's group and see the challenge set and see the 500 set just to know that I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and like I do that too. I look at the practice. It's written down on half sheet of paper, and I look over, and when I start to see the words written down, I'm like, that practice isn't bad at all. I only see like 2 lines written, and then when you get close enough to be able to read it, it's like 7 1,000 best average or something like that. But
I don't want to live
yeah, it could always, like we said, it could always be worse.
It could always be worse.
Colder.
It could always be shoot, dude.
So.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think the first thing we should probably talk about is Nathan.
Nathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so crazy, right?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, people who are listening have probably heard, but our Olympic teammate and good friend Nathan Adrian was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I don't exactly know the exact name of the cancer, but he underwent his procedure and it went well. And I know you talked to people that were close to him and said that things are looking good. Looking good.
I actually messaged him afterwards, and I was just like, saying how he felt about it and everything, and he's good. It's just, I don't know if it's just me or like I know more people with testicular cancer than any other cancer, I think, and it's like one of my friends had it in high school at 17.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I mean that was.
It's obviously it's a terrifying thing and it's a horrible thing for anybody to go through, but I always kind of associate myself as someone who is very healthy, very active, and therefore would have a much less likelihood of getting some type of disease like a cancer. Right. I mean, I know everyone is at risk; it happens, but when I saw what happened with Nathan, I was like, oh my gosh, like that. It just reminded me how fragile life is and how it can literally happen to anyone.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't choose like
like you could be the healthy. Like Nathan is one of the healthiest people I know.
Yeah,
that dude is on it with his diet, with his lifestyle, and so it's a scary thing.
Yeah, one of the things like about Nathan is that he has shown up to every big meet, like in terms of like Olympics, World Championships, whatever it is, for 10 years straight. He hasn't had any bans.
No.
He hasn't retired, no injuries or anything. He has
nothing major.
Yeah, he has had
He's
just
been so consistent.
Yeah, just a straight run of just great, consistent performances. And I was like, how are you gonna do with this time off? He's like, are you happy for it? They're like, do you not like it? And he's like, yeah, time off kind of drives me crazy. So
it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
But I'm just like, man, how does he do it?
I'm glad to hear though from the people that are close to him and around him that he's doing well. And
Yeah.
He's gonna be okay, and that they're recovering. And they caught it early. So, everybody out there, make sure you guys follow Nathan on social media, and send him your thoughts and your feelings and your prayers, and let him know that you're rooting for him and that things are gonna be okay.
Yeah, and growing up, it's always like you hear about it all the time. Not specifically testicular cancer, but all kinds of cancers. But I feel like, at least for me, it doesn't take on like the same gravity until like there's someone that or like really good friends with that has it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know if that's for me or everyone else, but yeah, it's real, and it's so young too, and like 17, and he just turned 30.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa passed away when I was in high school from prostate cancer.
Wow.
And that was the first time that someone that I really knew had been hit with,
Right.
And then obviously, our really good friend Chase has gone through a couple different cancer scares. By the way, we gotta get Chase on the podcast sometime. I told him he's gonna be on the podcast.
Sure.
It's a crazy thing, but anyway, make sure you guys send him good well wishes. Let him know you're thinking about him. We love him. Speaking of time off, now that he's gonna have some time off, the other day Ian was like, after NCs, he said he's just gonna take a month off.
Yeah.
And I joked, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that'd be so great. But in my head, I was like, I take a week off and I lose my mind. Like,
it'd be fun if you said to him, be like, yeah, that's like all right, but like take 3 months off. just make it crazy. And then he's like, no, what's wrong with you? I'm gonna get back in like 2 weeks.
Dude, no, man. And he said he's just gonna lift a ton of weights. He's like, I'm gonna take a month off and I'm gonna lift a ton of weights and get huge.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
I mean, time off is different for different people. Like, it depends on like your mental state at the time that you want to take it. Like some people can just, like I'm saying, like Nathan, like 10 straight years of not taking much time off at all. But like, for the benefit of the sport, it be individualized and take whatever time you need.
One question we got asked a lot when we asked people for some questions was, do you ever take time off? Yes. You and I take pretty much all Sundays off. Pretty much every Sunday.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think...
Day off.
Yeah, but I would think of time off as like extended period of time, like weeks off of something.
I know what you're saying.
And I would say I take time off if I need it mentally, but that hasn't been for a couple years, really.
Yeah. You've been so locked in.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not the norm, I would say. Swimming is such a demanding sport, and it's okay to take time off if it improves your mental state.
I also think that there's some people who have that capability of just taking it off and getting right back in, and a few weeks later just be utterly crushing it.
Right.
Whereas other people, it might take 3-4 weeks to like really get back. It's just everybody's different.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it certainly takes a little bit more time to like get back into it before I'm killing it.
Right.
I do. All right. Well, we certainly have to talk about this because I'm sure it's probably going to be the title of this video. We got to talk about this Sun Yang bullshit.
Yeah. This is just, this story is just insane. How is this even a thing? And like,
what's baffling to me? Okay, go ahead.
So I was thinking, we need to like detail our like doping protocol that we are submitted to, so people kind of understand. So
that's a good point.
As a national team member and a person with a certain world rank, we have to submit whereabouts to USADA. So it's an online database thing where we submit where we are every day, or every hour technically of every day, and USADA can come to that location and test us whenever. It doesn't matter. On top, that's for out of competition stuff.
Correct.
On top of that, we have to submit a 1 hour block of time for every day.
It's called the 60-minute window.
Yeah, where other agencies, I guess, or like other, like FINA or this agency or any other, WADA, any other person could come and test us, and that 1 hour block says we will be here at this time, and they could come test you randomly whenever.
So we have to give agencies a 1 hour window every single day telling them this is where we'll be for this period of time so that we can be tested.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just background what happened.
Now, the interesting thing is the 1 hour window is only applicable if your world ranking is, I believe, top 16. Because my world ranking as of last summer fell 17th or 18th in the world.
Okay.
So I fell out of that pool. So I'm still obligated to give them a detailed schedule, but I don't actually have to supply them with a 60-minute window.
Okay.
Just because I'm not top 16 in the world.
Okay.
But most swim, I mean, you know
right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's definitely qualifications.
Yes.
They don't want to be,
Yeah.
they don't need to be blood testing someone every week,
Right.
But I mean, if you're in the top 16, you're in
Yeah.
it's more important that they make sure that you are, a clean athlete. So what happened? So Sun Yang is a Chinese swimmer.
Mm-hmm. We're probably going to get a lot of heat for this. We're talking about this, but I'm accepting of it.
Yeah.
We'll be,
it is what it is.
And it is what it is.
Yeah. So Chinese freestyler, technically, and he is like huge in China, right? He is like the Michael Phelps in China. Sure. He's also one of the stats I hear is the only swimmer to have won Olympic gold medals in the 200, the 400, and the mile.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's just flat out amazing.
So he's sometimes been called like the best freestyler of all time. I don't know about that. That's probably debatable, but I mean,
he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, he holds the world record in the mile still, I believe, and does maybe the 800 as well. Not that that's it's an Olympic event now, but
right. I'm not sure.
Okay. Either way.
Okay, so what had happened? So he's also subjected to this 1 hour time block.
Correct.
And this a group of testers came to test him at his home in China, and I guess his 1 hour block was
10 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. They showed up and notified him, and he was like super late, almost missed the. So if you miss the 1 hour window, like if it's from if your thing says 10 p.m. and you're not there by 11 p.m., you get a missed drug test, and you get like a certain amount of those, and then it's like an actual ban or something.
Right.
Like that.
If you have 3 missed or failed tests, you get a suspension. Like
okay.
You get I think it's a 1-year ban.
Right. So, but he was late, but he showed up on time, like within the window, and he had worries about the IDs, the identification of the
drug testers.
Yeah, the drug testers, saying that they weren't properly certified or something like that, right? So this for me, this is a reasonable like thing to be worried about. Like I don't want some random person that but I don't want someone that I don't know that I know isn't certified coming in and taking my blood for stuff. Mm-hmm. However, if you've listed a 1 hour time slot, you're top 16 in the world, they come in and they're there for your 1 hour time slot. I mean, that's already like
that means that they were given that information.
Yeah, this isn't like public stuff,
right. It's not like anyone can just find that out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that in and of itself is pretty, adds to their credentials, but whatever. He had suspicions about their credentials and said that he didn't provide a urine sample. Let's see.
I don't know if he was required to give a urine sample, but
okay.
I know a couple of the articles that I read stated that he broke testing protocol by leaving to go to the bathroom by himself.
Right.
So once the testing has begun, once you've basically said, okay, these people have showed up, they've verified who you are, and you have either verified who they are, and you've signed the paperwork or whatever. You cannot be left alone for the remainder of the test.
Right. They keep their eyes on you the whole time.
They keep their eyes on you. They keep your identification, and you're not allowed to do anything by yourself, just to make sure nothing weird happens.
So the official article was posted in the Sunday Times, and that's the article I have up here. Yeah, it said a urine sample was not produced for the testers, though Soon reportedly left the control room unaccompanied to pass urine on several occasions.
Which is weird.
Yeah, that's just I don't understand that. So, and there's like a dispute going on with his mother, and talking to police about needing to check the identification of these drug testers, and at one point his mother instructed a security guard to fetch a hammer and destroy the vial of blood that had been collected.
It's so strange.
So that is not normal behavior.
No, what's bizarre to me is, how did this happen after the fact? Like, how do you
right?
have your
How do you
blood
let
drawn?
them take if you have worries about if they're actually who they say they are?
Right.
Either say no and then dispute it later and if they are valid, then you take a missed drug test kind of thing, or you say yes and let them take it.
It's very, very strange, especially because, I mean, if you get the identity, like, you can take pictures of the drug testers, you get paperwork, you get immediate feedback, like, okay, this is your test sample, this is X, Y, and Z. It's not like they just take stuff, they disappear, and then you never get a trace of it.
Right. It's also, you get copies of stuff. And it's also, the procedure is the same every time. So, like, that's another thing that adds to their credentials.
For people listening, the national team swimmers here in America and really good international swimmers who've been on their national teams for a long time, we're very much understanding of how the process of being drug tested work. We get it. We just go through it, and we understand what to look for. And it's a process that you're very, someone as seasoned like a Sun Yang, someone who's been to multiple Olympics, who has set world records. This guy's been drug tested so many times that any irregularities you should know from the very start.
Yeah.
So how this situation spiraled from him having his blood drawn, like letting them take his blood, to then, okay, we're going to destroy the sample with a hammer. What in the fuck?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's
crazy.
This is like
what the heck?
It's like not real,
No, it's like it's not even real.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. And then let's continue. So this all happens.
This is the paragraph that's important in the art. Well, I mean, it's all important, but like, this is the one. So he told the drug testers that he had doubts about their identifications and their and he said, okay, so the main testing officer made several calls to the IDTM, which is the agency that's doing this testing, headquarters in Sweden, seeking advice after attempts to complete a collection had been frustrated. While on the call, she heard the sound of breaking glass and then found Sun and the security guards had smashed the vial with a hammer. She refused their demands to hand over the second vial, after which the officer began writing notes. Sun snatched her report book and tore it up. He and his entourage were told that their behavior could result in anti-doping violation before the dispute drew close, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So Sun's mother collected all testing materials and left the clubhouse. So
it's just so bizarre.
There's also a section, so when you're going through a drug test, there's also a section for you to make comments about anything that you thought was wrong or like weird.
Yep.
And you get a copy of all this stuff, and it's very professional.
It's procedural.
And but so while she's calling her headquarters to verify her certification in taking this drug test, is when they smash the blood with a hammer.
So they do that before they're like, they get confirmation from whatever agency they're contacting saying, hey, this is who we say we are, we've confirmed this.
Well, no, I think she only did this because they were trying to like move this along, and they were hitting roadblocks. He was saying, I don't know if he's saying no or not, I'm just reading the article, but yeah, she's trying to prove that she is who she says she is.
Right.
So
I mean,
this is just
it's just very abnormal behavior, and everyone's kind of thinking the same thing, like, what the hell, dude?
right. And FINA had a statement about so this was in September, right? September 4th of 2018. So
this was a while ago.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. I mean, he swam at Short Course Worlds after this, and
that to me right there is a problem. That this happened in September, and we're now hearing about this in January, and he's already been allowed to compete at a world championship level event.
Right.
And now there's procedures, and the interesting thing is, so there's articles flying around saying Sun Yang is now saying that he is now facing lifetime ban.
I think that only
I don't see. So there's got to be something in place that is happening right now. There has to be some review or some provision that's going on that is inspecting this.
So what I think had happened. So FINA did have a review of this situation,
and they sided with him.
Right. So, and I looked at some other things, and I was like, why? You know, like,
It's so bizarre.
Why? And it says that the technicality was that all these people were certified, and they were who they say they were.
Right.
But they only had documentation for them as a whole. So I don't know how many people it was, but they had said, like, these people are under this documentation. And his lawyer said that they all needed individual documentation. So they cited them on a technicality.
You know what my thought is, sometimes when you and I have blood tests at the pool, we are generally tested by the same people. So, like, when WADA comes, we generally know the people who work for WADA or who are hired by WADA to come and drug test us. And the same is said for USADA. We're also tested by USADA, and we know the guy who comes and drug tests us fairly regularly. Now, when they come for urine, it's usually just the one person.
Right.
But if they're taking blood, they need like someone who is certified to actually draw your blood.
Right.
And usually they bring a nurse. So they'll hire someone in town to come and do the blood draw with you, and then that agent from the organization oversees it and makes sure that the blood and everything is packaged properly. So my thought is, okay, what probably happened was they've got these drug testers here to do the drug testing, and then they probably had like a nurse who has been approved by the organization to work with them, but doesn't have the same kind of paperwork or hey, this is, I'm from the IDTM, this is my card.
Right.
And they're kind of using that as, it looks to me like they're using that as like an excuse. When in reality,
I see what you're saying.
That's my guess. Like, that's my thought, because it's
so,
just weird.
Anyway, regardless of what happened, like, FINA sided with this FINA drug doping panel reviewed it.
Just a technicality.
Yeah, a technicality. Which, so, I'm going to read part of their statement. So they put out a statement about it, and they said, I mean, some of it's not important, but moreover, FINA will not consider further speculation and hearsay on this matter. I was like, okay. And then afterwards it says, FINA has zero tolerance for the use of banned performance-enhancing substances and methods. FINA remains completely committed to protecting our clean athletes with a very robust anti-doping program. And this has proven highly effective in ensuing clean competition at World Championships and Olympic Games. FINA continued to implement this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's it. To preserve the integrity. Yeah, I know. So this is like,
crazy.
I was like, are they serious? Like, this is almost like when you insult someone like really bad and you're like, yeah, but no offense. You know what I mean? That's like what you just did.
We've got the system. It works great. We're 100% dedicated to it. Oh, but by the way, that's Soon Yang, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to.
Doesn't matter.
We signed with him.
Technicality.
No big deal. Like, and the crazy thing is, there is I believe I read in the official statement, there is actually a line that says, we will never really know what actually happened.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
So that what's going on now is that WADA said that they're furious about this. So WADA's like above, I mean, in terms of like this kind of thing is like above FINA, and I guess they could like take it to a court of arbitration of sport. So they could like challenge this.
And I think that now that when the articles are flying around saying that Soon Yang could be facing a lifetime ban, that is if whatever happens within the court of arbitration, if that all goes like that's the end all, the possibility.
Right.
And then in the meantime, Soon Yang has lawyers who are suing people because they're writing articles about an incident that had happened.
Right.
Which is crazy.
And this is not like the first time. So I guess people that don't know Soon Yang or don't, aren't.
I mean, I think anyone who's listening probably has a little bit of an idea, but he served a doping suspension before.
Yeah.
And the weird thing was he served it and no one knew he was serving it, and we didn't hear about it until after the fact.
Yeah, he had a 3-month ban for a stimulant. I don't know what it was, but it was in 2014. Oh, it's right here, but I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, in 2014. I mean, there's like other stuff.
It's like a heart medication.
Yeah. And his doctor, he has a specific doctor, was also banned for that. And the article said that his doctor has been banned or suspended twice for these kind of things. I only saw it once, but
I mean, there's fingerprints all over this.
Oh my! In 2013, he had a car. So this is a list of stuff. He was in a car accident. He rear-ended someone, and he was driving without a permit. 2014, a 3-month ban for this stimulant. Oh, 2015. Do you remember this?
I was there. I was there. So okay, let me share the story really quickly. We're at World Championships in Kazan, Russia in 2015, and he was seated first in the 1500. And some people were like, he's going to break the world record. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. and he didn't show up for the final. He missed the final. And everyone was wondering why. And we're in the stands, and we're just a little ways over from some of the other countries, and there's speculation. And the hearsay on the pool deck was he had been involved in an altercation in the warm-up area where he punched someone in the face. Yeah. That's what was going around.
I don't know if it was punched someone in the face.
I don't know,
but
that's
it said,
what was going around.
Yeah, it said...
Let me be clear. I'm not saying that's what happened.
Right.
And then it was reported that he had some type of altercation with a Brazilian female swimmer.
Right. That's what I saw. An alleged physical
right.
Altercation with the Brazilian
But
swimmer.
then they also said that had nothing to do with why he didn't show up to the final. It was just coincidental that it happened within an hour before the race.
Right.
I have no idea. It's weird. It's just very, very weird.
Yeah, and then in 2016, you remember the whole thing with him and Matt Horton.
Oh,
that was crazy. That was some drama,
Watching
right?
Matt Horton win the 400 freestyle made me so
that
happy.
was exciting.
It was the shit. Yeah. It was so cool. For people who are out there who don't know, the guy we're talking about, Sun Yang, he trained in Australia for I don't know how long, but for a while, and leading into the Olympics, he trained with some of the Australian national swimmers, one of whom was Matt Horton.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he lived there. Like he was trained by that coach. I'm trying to think of the famous Australian coach. Westphal knows him.
Okay.
He's got sets from him. Some of the sets we've done. Yeah, but he coached. I don't know if it was Thorpe or if it was Grant Hackett. I think it was Grant. I could be mistaken here, but I believe he was Grant Hackett's coach.
Okay.
Who was just a phenomenal Australian swimmer. And Sun Yang, wanted to be the greatest freestyle swimmer ever, was like, I want to swim for this guy. He moved so they trained together.
Oh wow!
So they literally trained together, and then he had that doping violation. He moved back to China, so it was like they were teammates for a while. They were training partners.
Yeah, and then something happened in the warm up pool.
Yeah.
Right, he splashed him or something. I think he said he was messing around, and Horton said he didn't want to warm up with a drug cheater or something like that.
He's pretty vocal about that, which I respect.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that was. I mean, that's just another thing, and then this. I mean, smashing a vial of your blood with a hammer.
I saw the funniest thing on Twitter. Connor Yeager retweeted, I think it was the Swim article, and he just goes, YOLO. I just laughed so hard. And, another super funny thing. Our good friend David Plummer, who was an Olympic gold medalist and bronze medalist in the 100 backstroke, he tweeted a picture of an old USADA form that he'd gotten from a drug test. It was literally, he said it was the paperwork that he got from the drug test on the day he qualified for the Olympics.
Okay.
And he was like, got my paperwork, something. And then a bunch of people, like multiple people, were like, where's your hammer? Like, you didn't need a hammer? Like, stuff like that. I was like, oh, Twitter is amazing.
I saw, this was on Twitter. I don't know where I saw this, but it was
so hard.
Great Britain swimmer Lizzie Simmons called him the Harry Houdini of doping control. He's repeatedly failed drug tests or destroyed his own samples, yet continually escapes punishment due to filing technicalities.
It's not technically wrong.
Wow.
You gotta just kind of laugh at that.
Yeah. So I don't even know what to say. Like, hopefully WADA takes this to, because you can't do this. Like, this is just.
It's outrageous. If there has to be some form of investigation, and there has to be accountability. And it's like, this happens and there's no level of accountability, and it's beyond frustrating for everyone in our sport.
Yeah, so
beyond frustrating.
For me, this is one of the most exciting and appealing things to the International Swim League. You want to, like, FINA talks about a zero tolerance policy for doping violations. The International Swim League has a thing where if you have ever had any kind of stipulation with doping, you're not invited to anything ever.
I love that so much.
And so, he will never be able to be invited, to one of those meets, and, or anyone that has had some kind of... blip
on their radar.
Yeah, I guess, so to speak. That's a zero tolerance policy.
That is a true zero tolerance policy.
So that, for me, is one of the, biggest things that, I think that's great.
It's beyond frustrating, and there's just no level of accountability.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating for us because, USADA, we're tested very regularly. And we're pretty faithful in that testing program. If you're performing at a certain level, you are getting tested pretty regularly.
Yeah. I was supposed to keep track of the number of times that I was drug tested in 2018.
Oh my gosh, you should have.
But
it would have been
I could only keep up with USADA. I got tested like 7 times from USADA in 2018, and then at all the World Cups I went to, I got drug tested by FINA, and I got tested a bunch of out of like in competition stuff at Pan Pacs and other things like that. So it had to be over 20 or around 20, 15. Yeah. We should do that for this year.
Yeah, I've got it in my notes.
Oh, really?
I've been tested 3 times, and it's January 20th.
Dang, I've been tested 1 so far.
I've been 3, so there we go.
Wow.
World.
So after I left Short Course Worlds, I had tested the last day, I think it was. No. Sometime at Short Course Worlds, I got tested blood also in competition. And then when I landed in Miami, like 2 days later, FINA tested me again. I was like, you guys just tested me.
I forgot about that. Yeah. You were all jet lagged and messed up and straight.
It was my only morning off. I was like,
man, that's right. Your only morning off, and they showed up to drug test you. Yeah. Well, my favorite story that I always tell people is I went to Disney World after the Olympics. This is like a solid month after the Olympics, and I hadn't been training, I hadn't been doing anything, and I'm in my like Little Mermaid Disney World suite with Allie.
I thought you were gonna say costume, and I was.
And it's like 6:30 a.m. and someone knocks on the door, and Allie looks at me, and I'm like, I have no idea. And I open the door, and it was a drug tester. It was someone hired by WADA to come and drug test me. Yeah. And I was like, at Disney, couldn't even get away.
So like, while this is annoying, this is extremely important. Like, this is why we joke about it, and like we're okay with it because it's like necessary.
I never, although it's sometimes a pain, I never complain about it because it's something that I believe in, and that I wish that I could buy into FINA's zero tolerance. Full accountability. But clearly that's just not the case.
No, that's got to change. This is totally the opposite of what they're doing.
It's crazy.
So yeah.
Those are my thoughts on that whole situation. Yeah. It's a bit bonkers.
I mean, the memes about this are just...
I'm telling you, some of those Twitter comments were just hilarious. Hilarious.
Jeez.
I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that is. I mean...
Dude. When's the new Mizuno suit come out?
That is, highly classified.
You're not allowed to tell me. I was just skimming through my Instagram looking at questions people asked me, and that was one. So.
I actually don't know, but I think summer. Okay. So, I don't know, maybe
fair enough.
June-ish. I don't know if people are even supposed to know there is one.
Do you remember how old you were when you wore your first tech suit? Do you have any idea how old you were? Because I got a lot of people asking me about the 12 and under ban for tech suits.
Right.
Because that's like a highly debated thing
right
now.
I think I was 12, or maybe I was 13.
I think I was younger.
Really?
I was like 10.
I think
maybe 11.
Maybe I was. I don't really know.
I don't know.
But I mean, it kind of sucks that like NAG records have been set, in tech suits. So then they're gonna like take.
It's a little unfair. That's
true. Yeah. So it's kind of like
every record Michael Andrews set, like that was set with a tech suit. So.
Yeah, I don't know if he has any 11 and 12. Maybe, I don't know. But regardless of whoever set them, it's kind of like being set in the same thing as like a super suit era, and now we're at regular suits. Right. Saying they had suits, now they can't. But I mean, I don't think it's a huge thing. Like, I don't know if I'm like for or against it. But.
I'm sorry for people listening. I'm so far beyond that. I just don't really even know.
Yeah,
I really don't even know. And I know the logistics. I understand some of the complaints, like they're ridiculously expensive. Right. Swimming by itself is already kind of an expensive sport, depending on where you live.
Right.
The crazy thing is, here in Indiana, there are pools everywhere, but a lot of places around the country and a lot of places around the world.
Like drive an hour.
You drive really. It's already people already put a lot of money. I mean, we're a country club sport.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it's not like, and I'm not dissing on soccer. Soccer is wonderful, but it's not like soccer where if you just have a ball and you have a field, you can play. Right. I mean, you can just kind of play that anywhere. You can't just dive into a pool everywhere, right?
Right.
You gotta have the resources.
Yeah.
Gotta have the resources. So it's not a cheap sport.
That's true. Definitely not.
This ISL thing though, the new swim league. So that's going to be taking place in the fall.
So they or FINA, I guess, kind of relaxed their rules on it, right? So
which is good.
Right. So they said that they wouldn't ban. So for people that don't know, previously there was like a non-said I guess, non-said thing with FINA saying that like people were implying that they might be banned if they.
It was a threat.
Huh?
It was basically a threat.
Yeah, but it wasn't like ever really said.
Yeah.
But it was in their rules that they had the ability to ban athletes that participated in this new international swim league.
Right.
But they have recently relaxed those rules to allow swimmers to do that. So that's really good. One of the things but I don't think the swim league will be, obviously it won't be like a FINA sanctioned thing. So any world records that will be set will not count like for actual records for FINA. They won't, like FINA won't recognize them as world records, I don't think.
So that begs the question of, will it qualify for? It won't qualify for world rankings then either.
I mean, it'll be like totally separate. It'll qualify for like its own stuff, I guess, but it will be like FINA won't recognize it at all, I don't think.
And the importance of world ranking in our sport is a lot of sponsorships and deals and things are predicated on what your current world ranking is. So say you swim an ISL meet in like, I don't know, September or October, you throw down like the 5th fastest time in the world, but if it's not recognized by FINA,
right?
That's weird.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
it would have to be.
I'm not really an expert or know much about this, but it's very in the early stages. Like it's developing.
The good thing is it looks like we're trending in the direction of there's going to be more opportunities for swimmers around the world to compete at high levels and make money. And that's what we want. That's what I've said on this podcast before, but I want there to constantly be a big investment in the sport of swimming for athletes to be able to live prosperously, make more and more money as time goes on, and that starts with having more events, having more spectacle events for people to compete at and swim in.
Yeah. I don't think the timing of this right now is amazing. I think
it's not. It's actually
a lot of the swimmers, professional swimmers, that are top ranked in the world are going to start focusing on the Olympics, and they're not going to want to be flying all over the place to do some of these meets. But I could be wrong. Someone could do all of them. But but I bet after 2020, I think it'll explode.
Think so too.
Yeah,
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, me too.
But the new FINA Championship series that's running earlier in the year, so they won't.
Yeah, that's when is that? That's like April, May. Yeah, April, May, June. There's one in Indianapolis.
Is that public knowledge? Are we talking about stuff that's even out there yet? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. We gotta be. I guess
too late now. I guess.
We should probably be careful what we say.
Probably.
There's a FINA Championship. I just started now.
Never mind.
Scratch that. Well, there is a FINA Championship series.
Oh no, that's
public.
That's
public,
yeah,
but
the dates,
all that stuff's out there.
Yeah.
I mean the meets and whatnot.
We definitely shouldn't tell them about that other thing though.
Let's definitely not talk about that other thing.
Yeah.
Let them speculate.
Yeah.
About that other thing.
Yeah. So what else? So that was, I think those are the biggest
those were definitely the
drama
biggest things that we needed to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I gotta congratulate you. Viewers of the vlog don't know this yet, but you have a giant banner on the pool deck now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I'll post a picture of it on my Instagram.
We should take a really good one. I should like bring my camera.
Should we go up to the 3 meter or something?
Yeah, something cool.
Yeah, I'll post a picture of it on Instagram today or tomorrow. But so yeah, at IU they put banners up of people all around the pool, and it's pretty cool. You've been up there for, I don't know, before 2016 or after?
No, it was after 2016.
Okay.
It was like
right after.
It happened. No, not right after.
Really?
It happened like in 2017. Yeah.
Are you sure? I feel like it's been there forever.
It didn't happen right after. No. But either way.
And then also, there's another person that's going up, but we're not allowed to.
There's actually two other.
We're not allowed to say who that is.
I can't.
I'm sure they can't guess.
Yeah. Who could it possibly be? But Hickson's getting one too.
Right. Yeah.
Which is cool. Which is our Olympic diving teammate.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
We should. Yeah, you could do a vlog about it.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll point it out in the vlog because it does look super cool.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. I have people that reach out to me that say that they've never been to Indiana, but now they like want to come visit our pool just because they've watched the vlog. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the pool is. I love the pool.
It is
like
cool.
the facilities in general are so good.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah.
We're spoiled.
Yeah, I think about sometimes I complain. I'm like, when they say get 3 in a lane, I'm like, are you kidding me? 3 in a lane.
Lily and I complain about them all the time.
But like in high school, I was like 7 to a lane. Like
course.
I think 6, because if you went 5 back.
Yeah.
What is that?
Of course.
30 seconds. So you would have to be 6 or less behind. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, in the breaststroke group, if Lily and I have more than just her and I in a lane, we jokingly complain about it, but after the fact, like we get it.
Yeah, but you're serious. No, you don't want that.
that.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I love it, man. It's pretty good.
So what else is going on?
People have been asking me if I've done, if I do like ice baths or contrast baths.
Oh yeah.
Which we actually just got some contrast baths.
We did, yeah.
Hot cold.
I don't know any of the science behind it really, but I know contrast bath makes me feel the best. It's my favorite.
It does?
It's my favorite by far. Hot tub, cold. So contrast bath, you go in hot tub for 3 minutes, cold tub for a minute and a half, and then back and forth.
Yeah.
It's supposed to pump blood around, right, and increase circulation and stuff. But I don't know if it's like a placebo thing, but like because sitting in an ice bath is not the most comfortable thing ever. So I don't know, there's like.
There's something about, though, going from being ridiculously uncomfortable to being super calm and very comfortable that I think I don't know if it's like a dopamine thing or if it's signaling in your brain, but it mellows you out.
Yeah.
Like when I get out of the cold tub and I get in the hot tub, I'm like, it's like the greatest feeling.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's probably
I'm not huge on that, though.
No.
We just got a bunch of contrast baths in the new sports center built into our stadium, and it's pretty legit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But no, I haven't really been using
That's
it much.
I haven't been able to do it much lately.
Have you ever done cryotherapy?
No, that like super liquid nitrogen stuff.
I've done it a few times, and I don't know. I feel like I would need to do it a bunch of times during heavy training to really notice a difference.
In a row? How many times are you supposed to do it a week?
I don't think there's really. I don't think it matters.
No.
I think, well, I do, okay, let me rephrase it. I do think it matters. I think it is a thing of consistency, but I think it's more neurological. So it's signaling to your body to calm down and to relax. So I did it back when the Charlotte Ultra Series was still a meet, back when the Tier Pro Series was the Speedo Pro, or the Speedo Grand Challenge.
What is it, like the 90s? When are you?
This was like when I was in college, when cryo was really new, and you put these little gloves and these little footies on, and you get in there, and the air is just frozen. It's like negative 200 or something crazy. And,
like it is right now. We can just cryo outside.
We can just go lay in the snow. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Nah, but I do think there's definitely something to it, but it's not accessible for me all the time right now.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of busy with stuff, so the contrast cryo. I don't think there's one in Bloomington either.
Probably not. We'll probably be one of the last places to get something like that. I feel like if there was a place in town, they should contact me, and then we'll work out some kind of social media thing.
Right.
That would be cool.
Though. What else do people ask us to talk about?
Well, you haven't talked about Fortnite in a while, and
ooh, that's
you
true.
did say
I'm itching. I'm itching to talk about it.
Oh man,
I want to talk about anime, but
nope.
And then people said Star Wars, so I was like, all right, if I'm not talking about anime, he's not gonna talk about Star Wars.
People out there listening need to roast Blake for not having seen all the Star Wars movies. It's like a big hole in your credibility.
Yeah?
Yeah. The fact that you
big hole in the resume.
Watched all the Star Wars movies, like, that's a problem.
I enjoy watching them. I'm just not like, especially like the newer ones. Like I saw the Solo. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was fine, but like I'm just not like, I'm more into like the anime is more my speed. I
can't get into it. We've been over this.
Eventually, when I have time, I'll go through the whole thing in order because like the whole numbering system, don't understand that either.
It's not that difficult.
I just think it should go 1 to 6. I don't really, not 3, 6, 14, 1.
I watched Bohemian Rhapsody this weekend, and it was amazing. Lily was real upset with me that it took me a long time to finally see it, but I did finally see it, and dude, it was incredible.
It was good?
Yeah, like there's moments in movies that just shock you so much that you get goosebumps because you feel happy and inspired, and you get this rush of emotions.
Arrival was like that for me, and Inception.
Those are movies that you just it's an experience because it takes you on a journey. Like I remember Arrival, and for the listeners out there, if you have not seen Arrival, you need to go rent that movie like right now.
I feel like I was walking around in the dark in that movie, and then just like the whole world like lit up or something.
The last 10 minutes of that movie was just a kick to the brain.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it actually blew my mind. Like you say that phrase, but that movie actually blew my mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Bohemian Rhapsody had a bunch of really great moments that I was just, I don't know, I just felt happy and inspired. I loved it.
Yeah.
You know how much Lily loves Queen, so she was Freddie Mercury for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just got that picture. Pretty funny.
Jeez.
She was hilarious.
Yeah, school's killing me right now, so not super pumped about that.
I'm going to Vegas this weekend, so I won't be there for the last dual meet of the season.
Nope, you're not. No. I decided. I made an executive decision, and I told him you're not going.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you. Yeah, I'll get to swim with the Sandpipers. Going to the team banquet. That'll be cool. Nice. Josh Davis is coming. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, cool.
That guy's the man.
You did it for a clinic?
Yeah.
Or just
we're doing one Saturday morning. Yep,
okay.
We are doing a clinic Saturday morning. I don't know if it's sold out, but I'll probably post this tonight. So people out there, if you're in the Las Vegas area and you want to come do a swim clinic with me,
it's probably too late.
Check it out. Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe not. Who knows?
Okay.
I have no idea. I didn't schedule any of it. I'm just taking part in it. But I'm pretty psyched though.
Yeah. So championship season is coming up for high school, college. I mean, it's kind of.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's getting rounding the bend. We're almost there. It's almost taper time.
Yeah, people around me are already starting to taper.
It's a buzzword, taper time.
It is, and people are energetic and happy. Yeah. Like people, our breaststroke group is already. It's so funny. I gotta do a vlog so I can share this. But Ray's already writing like 6 different practices for the breaststroke group because there's so many different levels of people who taper.
6? How many are in the group? So just write one per person. He writes
one baller workout for me and people who don't taper, and then he scales it back from there. That's like how he does it. So like the skeleton of the workout for everyone is virtually the same with the exception of yardage cuts and then also where the intensity lies.
So they are cutting yards though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yes. That has already started.
We're 4 weeks from
women's Big Ten Championships is here in like what, a week?
No, not
2
week.
weeks.
Dude,
it's soon.
Men's is 4 weeks.
Okay.
3 I think it starts like the 20th or something.
Okay, so 3 weeks. 3 weeks. But yeah, that's gonna be here. I gotta vlog that. That's gonna be super.
We should
fun.
do like a.
That'll be really cool.
I don't know. We should like cover like a couple of the conferences or something, or like update. I don't know, some like radio stuff. I don't know. Maybe not. All right, never mind. Throw that one away.
Just my bad idea. I posted a vlog today of the Michigan IU dual meet, and if people like that, I might do a couple of those for Big Tens and maybe even NCs. Yeah. So listeners, if you liked that vlog, I'll try to be a little more informative. I was just kind of doing stuff because I decided last minute I was going to do a vlog of it that morning. But to be like semi-informative about like what's going on, what it's like, take people through a Big Ten championship meet, something like that. I think it could be fun.
It's one of those things where like the more that you know about it, the more that you can the deeper you can go into it. Yeah.
And I guess I have to think of it more critically from the aspect of not having all the background knowledge that I already have. Yeah. And I know that I do a poor job of that sometimes. Like people are like, "Can you explain that?" And I'm like, "Shoot." Right. Yeah. I'm trying. I'm just an idiot who's trying things. Yeah. That's all I am. Oh, man. There were a lot of comments. Someone said talk about shaving. What about shaving?
What about
I'm not shaving my beard. It's not going away.
Dude, I'm going to have to shave. No. Not because I want to. Because I have to.
Can't talk about that.
So many things we can't talk about.
Oh, my goodness. Someone says topic Shane McDaniel says topic not improving on times and how to overcome that. Oh man, tell me about it. That's a very broad thing.
It's such a broad. We talked about this broad. Kind of.
There's so many variables that go into play. So many variables. But ultimately it's just don't get down on yourself.
Yeah, if we were gonna give a blanket answer,
if were to give a blanket answer, you can't, because like if mentally you're compromised, then you're losing from the very start.
The best answer I would say is talk to your coach one-on-one, because your coach is gonna know so much more than we are. He's the one that's with you every day. I would say talk to him or her, and one-on-one for sure, and devise a plan about why you think, or both of you think, that you're not dropping time.
I would very much agree with that. Very, very much agree with that. The difference between Division 1, 2, and 3 college swimming. Really, it's just scholarships.
I don't really know.
I don't really know either. I'm going to be totally honest to people out there. Like, I don't know anything about Division II or Division III swimming just because I only know Division I because that's what I've experienced.
Understand it, but Division III is faster in terms of the NCAA meet than Division II. I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So I don't. Yeah, right. That doesn't make any sense. I don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't really know either. Well, I don't think one of them doesn't give like athletic scholarships, right? Is that Division II that does no scholarships?
God, I feel
dude,
like
we're out of our element.
I feel like we should know this.
We're gonna stop talking about this. I just don't know. I just do not know. Someone asked, "How do you do a great whale impression?" That's a question for Lily.
A whale?
A whale.
Okay. Let's see, what else are they saying?
Do I sound like a whale?
Your
Is
guys.
that kind of whale like? Am I blowing it?
Oh, that sounded pretty good.
All right, I'll take it.
Best times in high school.
Oh, dude, I don't even remember that stuff. I don't remember most of that stuff. And
14. Wait, what?
My high school times? I mean, I know like what I went like my senior year. That's about it. But.
Yeah. Anyone that is ever curious about anyone's times in any year, you can look all that up on USA Swimming.
All of it is.
Yeah. So go to USA Swimming, and then it's like time search and time standards or something, and then you can type in their name, and there's a bunch of different stuff, and it'll show you like their best times, how old they were.
If you're crafty, you can learn just about anything.
Yeah. All that stuff's on USA Swimming. Actually, remember when they came out with a new website and everyone was like super annoyed, and I kind of like it now. I'm used to it. I've adapted.
Get out of my house right now.
You hate it?
It's so bad.
Really? I kind of like it.
The website is awful. It's awful.
I like it.
Oh no.
I guess that's the only thing I use it for, really.
It's terrible. Not that anyone needs to use it for much, but
right.
Goodness. I mean, people listening to this are not using it. Like, aside from maybe what we're saying, you can look up times of that stuff.
Right.
Dude, all right, I'll tell you what. This weekend, non-swimming related, I started watching Game of Thrones on Sunday morning. I think I told you this. It was like 9 a.m. and I was like, I need to watch season 7 again before the final season.
Yeah, I said that I wanted to watch them all again before the final, but I just don't have time.
It's a daunting task.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Because it's April, right? April what? 19th or something?
April? We should probably look it up.
I'm not out of school yet. I just don't have.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch season 7 because I can definitely get through that. And then like 9 hours later, I was like, whoa! I just watched the entire season 7 of Game of Thrones.
You watched it all straight.
All of it in that room right over there.
That is crazy.
I had like 5 bowls of popcorn, and I just watched all of it. And
I don't think people understand you when you say that you like popcorn. They don't really like.
It.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's like gone
bit.
Beyond what is normal.
I ate a lot of popcorn.
You're addicted. That's an addiction.
Yeah, it's like my favorite thing. It's like the one. It's like the one thing I refuse to give up. Like people ask me about the ketogenic diet. They're like, "Could you do that?" And I was like, "Well, I would have to give up popcorn."
Oh,
so that's a no.
Oh. Anyone listening, send Cody bags of weird popcorn.
You know what I will say? When I was at the meet in Dallas, the nicest thing, like 4 different people brought me popcorn.
All right.
I was so
This
happy.
is gonna be a thing.
It was so amazing.
We should make a rule. Like if you want Cody to sign anything or like do anything, the way you do it is you bring him a bag of popcorn. And
it was weird though. Like I had probably 10 different like gifts. Like not just like cards that people wrote me letters, and like this one sweet girl wrote me a letter. I got someone gave me some gift cards just like randomly.
That's nice.
It was really it was super nice.
Yeah.
And I guess it was like right before Christmas, so you could kind of mark it up as like a Christmas thing, but it was very bizarre.
Yeah.
Because it's just people I don't know, people I do not know, and that's
but they know you.
Thing. That's the
like
weird
you know.
Thing, though. Like I don't know if I'll ever fully get used to that because there are definitely people who I meet now who like watch a lot of or all of my videos. So like, you kind of get a good sense of like what I'm like.
Yeah.
And they just talk to me like we're best friends, which is cool, but it's a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wonderful. I appreciate all of those things very much.
That's definitely a result of the vlog blowing up, getting big and.
We'll start making way more videos in the future. In the future, we'll get
live videos.
I know I've been saying this for a long time, but like more than one a week.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'll well. I will totally experiment with daily vlogs for sure. Like that'll happen.
Yeah.
But right now, not while I'm like really focused on competitive swimming.
Right.
Because I
like
think
2 a week, like one Wednesday, one Sunday, or
I could
something.
definitely do 2 a week. I feel like Wednesday, Friday would be good.
Yeah.
When I post videos on Friday, they do pretty well. People tend to watch them on Friday. I don't know. Who knows, man? Do we have anything else to talk about? We're running close to an hour right now.
I don't know. What else is... Oh.
We talked about a lot of good stuff.
There was a lot this week, or last week, I guess.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about Lochte on the show, man. Lochte was just voted off Celebrity Big Brother.
Right. I didn't...
Dude, I watched all of it, and I'll just give you in a nutshell. He played the game really well.
I don't even know anything about it.
Okay,
really.
So the premise of this show... it's the celebrity version, so like 12 celebrities are literally locked in a house, and the house is designed to have a bunch of little rooms, and in every room there's cameras, so like we the audience can see, but also there's TV monitors in each room, so the people in each room can see what's going on in other rooms.
All right,
so you can always see who's talking to who, and it's a game of there are challenges, and if you win a challenge, you're safe, and if you don't win a challenge, then there's a vote to see who gets put up on the chopping block, and people get voted off. And basically, in order to win, you kind of have to make alliances with people and plot and scheme. But you also have to be you have to be physical, because a lot of the challenges are super physical. Like one, they were hanging on this wall, and they were throwing like paint and cream and stuff on them. And if you're not fit,
right? So
like everyone in the house knew Lochte was the best because he was the most athletic, so they went after. And honestly, he got voted off pretty early, but he played the game the right way. Like I don't think he made any glaring mistakes.
No.
So
they sleep in this house? So like people can just watch other people sleeping.
Yep.
And that is weird.
The crazy thing is there's a live feed on the CBS app, and so they're in the house right now. The show's still going on. We could turn on that TV and pull up a live feed of them just in the house.
It's 24/7. How long is it? Like when's the winter?
Usually it's like 4 or 5 weeks or something like that.
You stay in that house for a month.
So Lochte got voted out after like 13 or 14 days.
Okay.
Anyway,
do you can you do stuff? Like, can you go grocery store?
You're stuck in the house, dude.
You can't go outside.
You're in the house.
Oh my
So like
gosh.
people go crazy, and there's fights and arguments and deceitfulness. It's just perfect garbage television.
Right.
But I will say, like, I think Ryan did a good job, and I also think that for people who don't know him the way you and I know him, they saw him and they're like, oh, he's just a nice dude. Because he is.
He's so
and that's
nice.
the one thing, like everyone on the show, all the celebrities on the show, and it was a pretty loaded season. You had Anthony Scaramucci, you had Lindsay Lohan's mom, you had a lot of celebrities, and all of them were like super gracious when he left, and they were like, we're gonna miss him, and they're like brands.
It's a shame. Like all the stuff that like blows up about him is so negative, and I mean some of it's like deserved, I guess, but like
he's definitely made mistakes.
Yeah, he's such a nice person.
He's such a nice guy.
They don't emphasize any of the other stuff, you know. Like he's such
Part of it is like the climate we're living in, just the hone in on negativity, and it's crazy.
He congratulated me, you know, after whatever meets and after Olympics, or not after Olympics, Olympic trials, and I don't know if there was another meet, but. And I mean that was like,
that was
you know, that was huge to me at the time.
He's one of the greatest Olympians of all time. He's a great guy. But anyway, it was a blast watching him on Celebrity Big Brother. Just throwing that out there, it was a ton of fun. I think he did a good job. Yeah, proud of him. I tweeted at him. I should probably text him and tell him too.
So it's like a Survivor thing. They vote people off.
Yeah, so they vote people off, right? And it's people within the house. So like you have to like make friendships and form alliances. And Lolo Jones is one of the other Olympians on his season. Oh, wow. And like Lolo thought that he was backdooring her, that he was going after her, and he wasn't. There was a moment in time where he contemplated it, but he totally didn't. But he probably should have communicated with her better. Once again, I mean, you could pick apart all his decisions on the show, but ultimately, it was okay. But yeah, she was like, Lolo was crying when he left the show and stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. All right, I think
we're gonna go to practice.
About an hour. Yeah, we should probably head to the pool now.
All right.
Everyone out there, thanks for listening. Hope this was somewhat fun, entertaining, a little bit of insight into how we feel about the doping situations. And Nathan, please get better soon. We believe in you. You can do this. As always, vlogs every Wednesday. Make sure you guys are following me on social media at Swim Miller on Twitter and at Cody Miller on Instagram. Go ahead and follow Blake too. He's gonna post a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah,
Blake,
I'll post that banner picture.
Yeah, dude.
You should make a vlog about the banners or something like that.
I should.
Yeah, my Instagram is just my name, Blake Peroni. Oh yeah, remember to throw popcorn at Cody anytime he's. Yeah, I hope that sticks. I hope people are just chucking it at you from the stands.
Oh god, we went a whole podcast without talking about Harry Potter. Oh, I just mentioned it.
Oh, so. You ruined it.
All right,
it was almost perfect.
Thanks everybody. See you sometime soon. Bye bye.